Last time on Meerkat Manor, adventure turned to tragedy when Whisker's babysitters Suggs and Sophie took Rocket Dog's pups out foraging. As a violent storm hit the manor, the foursome was forced to seek shelter, but someone had beaten them to it. The danger doubled when Maybelline's Aztecs turned up to launch a murderous attack. And Sophie became a hero when she finally reunited the pups with the rest of the family. But tragically, Suggs didn't make it back. As the storm dies down, the nomadic Aztecs find themselves yet again in no man's land. Rocket Dog's sister Maybelline is down on her territorial luck once more. Rival gangs continually push her tiny clan from pillar to post. It seems that the Aztecs will never have somewhere to call their own. Zaphod has stuck by Maybelline during these tough times, but life on the run is taking its toll on the old pensioner. His daughter is heavily pregnant from her fling with roving Romeo Wilson, but loyal Zaphod will stand by her through thick and thin. Maybelline will need all the help she can get when her pups arrive. A small group will struggle to feed hungry mouths, and there could be more than just Maybellines to feed. The next morning, the Aztecs start breakfast early. Maybelline doesn't have long to go before her pups are born. She needs to keep her strength up and find a safe place to give birth. But Maybelline is not the only pregnant female in her group. Sisters Billy, Bananas, and even young Squig are also expecting. A baby boom would boost the Aztecs' numbers, but having more pups than they can manage could put all their lives at risk. Zaphod might be slower these days, but the oldest meerkat in the manor can still perform his role of sentry. He just does some of it lying down. It's just as well he's on guard. Trouble is never far away. This time, it's the Lazuli, a long-lost but not forgotten rival gang. They're back under new management, and the Aztecs are on their patch. Yet again, Maybelline must decide whether to put up a fight for the right to stay or do what they usually do. Zaphod decides for her. The Aztecs are back on the run. The Lazuli claim back their bush. They'll be keeping a close lookout for the Aztecs in future. Far across the dunes, in another enemy territory, the Commandos are gearing up for a day on the foraging front line. Since she evicted a third of her group, Nikita's fight force is low in numbers, but still high in spirits. Nikita has now added 4 new recruits to her ranks. In their underground bunker, the 3-week-old trainee Commandos are ready and raring to go. Keeping the unruly rabble in check is a never-ending battle for their lone babysitter. Nikita has allowed just one female evictee to return to help out at the creche. But anxious Annie is too preoccupied trying to stay in her mother's good books to be of much use. The former Whiskers boys, Miles, Baker, Panthro and Kareem, have so far escaped the unpleasant attentions of Nikita. But having lost her baby weight, she is now attracting theirs. Nikita's not known for her looks or her charm, but now she's fertile again, the boys are lining up to seduce the boss. The only thing that stands in their way is their older brother, Zoro. As dominant male, he has his own beady eye on Nikita, and woe betide anyone who tries to get there first. Away from enemy eyes, the Aztecs are catching their collective breath at a riverside boat hole. Maybelline's small clan is in hiding once again. Not long ago, Zaphod would have led an attack on the Lazuli, but those days are now gone. At his age, he needs an easier life. The run-in with the Lazuli is yet another setback Maybelline can't afford. Being homeless at this late stage of pregnancy could spell disaster for her pups. Finding somewhere safe to stay must be her #1 priority. But which way do they go? They can't go back across the riverbed. That's Whiskers' territory. But they can't stay here, on Lazuli's soil. Time is running out. Maybelline must decide what to do. She leads everyone back the way they came. But is soon spotted by the Lazuli. This time, Maybelline must change tack. There's too much at stake. The Aztecs will have to fight their way out of trouble. As the two groups collide, the youngest and fittest Aztecs make a beeline for Aretha, the Lazuli's new dominant female. War veteran Zaphod bravely throws himself into the fray, and the youngsters take his battle on. The Lazuli cave in and beat a hasty retreat. The Aztecs are clearly tougher than they look. At last, Maybelline has won the right to remain. And it couldn't have come at a more crucial time. But victory comes at a price. Not everyone has made it through the battle unscathed. Nerves are on edge at the Aztecs. Maybelline is counting the cost of her territorial battle with the Lazuli. The smallest of the clan, Squig, has become a casualty of war. She was lucky to escape with her life, but stress can have fatal consequences, especially for pregnant females. Even if she wins her own fight back to health, she'll probably now lose the pups she's been carrying. Maybelline has come through the battle unharmed, but her own pups are not out of danger yet. She might have a birthing burrow, but she'll need to hang on to it long enough for her pups to get through the first critical weeks of life. Burrow-raiding rivals would almost certainly kill any pups they found. The Lazuli could still return. The battle lines of lust are being drawn at the Commandos. While Nikita focuses on foraging, an army of male admirers focus on her. Miles, Baker, and Panthro all have their eyes on Nikita. But their watchful brother Zoro has his eyes firmly on them. Under normal circumstances, he would have exclusive access to the boss. But the boss wouldn't normally have a choice of unrelated males. Brave Miles is the first to make a daring move on Nikita. She couldn't care less for the attention. But Zoro does. Not to be put off, Miles makes a second, bolder move on Nikita. But Zoro is onto him. Miles should keep his paws to himself. When Zoro's back is turned, Baker tries his luck. He doesn't get far either. But being treated mean just keeps the boys keen, despite Zoro's rearguard action. Miles will need better luck if he's to get past Zoro's guard. Their younger brother Karim is looking to create his own luck back at the babysitting burrow. He sneaked away from his brothers during their takeover to seduce Nikita's sister, Clinky. Now he's ready to hit on her daughter, Samba. But for now, he's got his paws full looking after the boss's 4 little monsters, who are giving him the right old runaround. The tiny tearaways are into everything. While a demolition double act start ripping the walls down, a wannabe escapologist requires a rapid response unit. Karim needs eyes in the back of his head with this little lot. He soon gets bored with the childcare. Samba's brother, Ethan, can take over, while he focuses on more pressing matters. The master of seduction finally makes his move on the young babysitter. But Samba doesn't appreciate Karim's hands-on approach. It looks like the amorous apprentice may have lost his touch with the ladies. Zoro's not having much luck keeping his other brothers away from Nikita. A vulture overhead causes him to take his eye off the ball. And Miles seizes his chance with the boss. Zoro does not take kindly to his position as dominant male being threatened. From now on, he will have to stick like glue to Nikita to make sure no one gets a piece of his action. Three weeks on, and life has changed in the commando camp. Nikita's tiny tearaways have doubled in size and in attitude. They're growing up to be commandos through and through. But feisty little fighters still need their mum. Even a normally ferocious Nikita seems to have mellowed into motherhood. But some things haven't changed. Zoro still keeps a protective paw on his dominant female. His persistent mate guarding appears to have paid off. But scratch the surface and things are rarely as they appear. Nikita is pregnant again. And Zoro may not be the daddy. His attempts to keep Nikita all to himself may have failed after all. Nikita has recently been sneaking some grooming time with Zoro's brother, Miles. Miles desperately submits to Zoro's bully boy tactics, but his attempts at keeping a low profile around his brother are futile. Zoro has singled him out for rough treatment, and Miles is getting plenty of it. Zoro will keep dominance by fair means or foul. It's also been 3 weeks since Maybelline won her battle to take possession of the Lazuli burrow. Their old enemy has not been seen since. But neither have her 2 pregnant sisters. Maybelline had to evict them before giving birth to ensure her own pups got the best start in life. Having survived 3 weeks below ground, the 4 hungry mouths are eager to make their debut above ground. But they're not the only ones with an appetite. A giant eagle owl has a taste for a takeaway. Maybelline spots him in time. Her alarm call puts an end to the pup's first morning out before it's even begun. Grandad Zaphod is also on the alert. His response times might be slower, but the last of the old guard has a new generation to protect. But an elderly meerkat could make an easy meal for a ravenous raptor. Lucky for Zaphod, the owl seeks nourishment elsewhere. The coast is clear for the Aztecs' Fab Four to re-emerge into daylight. Marmite, Piglet, Tofu and Harrison are a sign that the future may be bright for Maybelline's Aztecs. Their aunt, Squig, has made a full recovery from her war wounds. She lost her own pups, but is now on hand as wet nurse to provide valuable extra milk rations. Maybelline has finally grown her Aztec family from 7 to 11, a figure that almost rivals her sister Rocket Dog at the Whiskers. And now, having firmly staked their claim to a piece of the manor, life for the Aztecs could finally be on the up. Next time on Meerkat Manor, Zoro steps up his vicious campaign. And Nugget and Beaker get a shock encounter with their new neighbours.